Welcome to Olive online classes. Today we are going to see general economics. Under that, the topic name is demand analysis. Shall we move on to the topic? Yes. Now, first we will understand what is demand. We know that demand means what we wanted or what we desire or what we want to buy. That is called demand, right? Demand means what? What we just wanted. That's what we think. But in economics, demand depends on three things, and that demand is called as effective demand. That demand is called as what? Effective demand, and it depends on three things. What are those? Desire, means to purchase, and willingness to use those means for that purchase. What does it mean? First, you should have a desire. Suppose you wanted to buy a iPhone. All right, that is your desire. Second thing, means to purchase. Means to purchase means what? You have a purchasing power capacity. You're getting it? So purchasing power means what? You have the ability to buy that. That is what they are talking about. Means we have already seen what is the meaning of means in economics in the earlier videos. Means the resources. Do you have resources to purchase? Do you have your ability to purchase that iPhone? Yes, if you do have, then are you ready to use that power? Are you ready to use that what? Ability to purchase your desire, to make sure you're getting your desire. Then if three things combine, then that is called what? Effective demand. So effective demand means what? First thing, you have to have a desire, and you should have the ability to purchase that desire, and also you should have willingness to use that purchasing power to purchase that desire, or use that resource to satisfy your desire. All right, so see here, unless the desire is backed by what? Purchasing power or ability to pay and willingness to pay, it does not constitute what? Demand. You have only wish, you have only desire, you don't have ability, or you don't want to use that ability, then in that case, would it constitute a demand? Obviously no. So in economics, effective demand means it depends on desire and your ability to pay and your willingness to use your ability to purchase the product. All right. Next one, when we talk about determinants of demand, what determines the demand? What are the factors that affects demand? Mainly there are two factors, guys. First one is the price of that commodity or service, price of that commodity or service, and the second one is factors other than price. So we broadly classify that into price and other factors other than price. All right, under other factors, if you see, you have income of the consumer, taste, choice, preference of the consumer, price of the related goods or the services, expectations about future price rise, size of the population, and demonstration effect. These are all the various determinants of demand, and we will see this one by one in the later slides. These are all the determinants of demand. All right, see, if you see here, expectation about future price rise, what does it mean? Yes, of course, suppose, say for example, gold is keep on increasing in our families, in our houses. We'll buy gold now only, we will buy smaller so that we can have a larger quantity at the end, right? So in the future, so why we are buying, we will say no, if we didn't buy now, the prices may go up in the future, let me buy and keep it now itself. So what is happening? You are buying, you are that affects the demand. Because suppose, say for example, they will say onion prices will shoot up in another week's time, then people will go and buy onions immediately to store it in their house, because the prices will rise. And the prices of wheat, the prices of rice is going to increase. So what they will do, they'll go and buy and keep it in their house, they store it in their house, so that they can avoid the future price rise. Yes or no? So even the expectation about the future price rise will what? Will make your demand fluctuate. Either it may increase or it may decrease. Some people will say no, there will be some offers going on, the offers will come. Suppose, say for example, if you want to buy a electric electric devices, or electronic devices, or mobile phones, what first thing what will check, any offers will be coming soon? Yes or no? Yes, Diwali offer is going to come, Christmas offer is going to come, New Year offer is we will wait. because we will at that time the price will reduce, so we can buy at that time. So what are you doing over there? You're expecting the future prices over there, right? So based on the expectation, you are either purchasing now or you are postponing your demand purchases. So it obviously affects what? Demand. And the next one, the size of the population. Yes, if you see a particular where the schools are there, there will be lot of Xerox shops, there will be lot of stationaries, there will be lot of small fancy shops and all those things. Why? Because that area the concentration is for the school students. So if I keep stationery shop, if I keep fancy store, or if I keep a gift article store, or if I keep Xerox shop, that demand for those products will be higher rather than for a medical shop, rather than for a grocery shop, right? So even the population, demography of your population or size of your population determines what? Your demand. If I have a huge demand in that, if I have a huge population over there, population in the sense the customers, if I have a very particular customers or huge customers in that area, then I can start my service over there, I can start my shop over there. All right, so even size of population will determine your demand. Rest of the things we will discuss in the later in the next slides, guys. When we talk about related goods or services, there are two goods: substitute and complementary. We will see all these things in the later slides now. So these are all called determinants of demand. First determinant is price of that commodity and factors other than price. Under that you have all these things. All right. Now, price of that commodity. Price of the commodity means always, guys, whenever we are studying the determinants, always we have to apply this condition for all the factors, whatever be it, whether it is income of the consumer or, taste and preference of the consumer or, price of the related commodities, whatever it is, we have to apply this condition that is called ceteris paribus. What does it mean? Other things being equal or other things being constant or other things being same. What does it mean? When I talk about one factor, the other factors are remaining same. Suppose for example, I'm talking about price means the other factors like taste and preference, income level, and population, size of population or future expectation, all things are remaining same. They are all not say changing. So only which one is changing? Price is changing. All right. So when I talk about the income of the consumer, then all other things are remaining same. What does it mean? Price of the commodity remains same, price of the related commodity remains same. So all other things are remaining same. Only that particular factor keep on changing. All right. So ceteris paribus means only that particular factor changing, other things being equal. All right. Now, when other things being equal, demand for a commodity is inversely related to what? Its price. What does it mean, inversely related? Which means it implies that a rise in the price of a commodity brings about a fall in the quantity of the purchased. Yes, guys, understand. Suppose you keep on purchasing a product and the product price is, say for example 10 rupees, and you are purchasing, quantity demanded is, say for example 20 units you purchased. Now what happened? They increased the price to 20. They increased the price to 20 means what will you do? Will you buy the same 20 units? No. Definitely you will reduce. If some, say for example, earlier you purchased, when the onion prices were, 20 rupees or kg, 20 rupees per kg or 10 rupees per kg, we used to buy onions in what? Kgs. 2 kgs, 3 kgs we used to buy, and we use it for all the purposes, right? But when the price of the onion shoot up to 80 rupees, 100 rupees, 120 rupees per kg, we stopped buying onions. We started buying onions in grams, 250 grams, 200 grams, or 1 or 2 onions, and we stopped using onions in many of the dishes. Why? Because there is an increase in the price. So what is happening there? When you increase the price, the demand for that particular commodity will come down, obviously, because people will not buy. When you are purchasing a particular biscuit packet for 5 rupees so far, now he increased it to 15. Will you buy the same quantity? Obviously no, you will reduce it. You will buy, but you will not buy the same quantity as compared to the earlier. Now what happened in this case? You may reduce to 10 units, correct? So what is happening here? When the price increases, demand for that commodity decreases. It is a universal theory. That's it. All right. So that is why it is called, it is treated as inversely related. When price increases, demand for that commodity decreases. So this is called inverse relationship. All right. So price of the relationship between the price of the commodity and the demand is what? Inverse relationship. If price increases, demand decreases. Yes. When I purchase for a product for 5 rupees, now if you tell me 10 rupees, definitely I will think about it. Do I need to buy this or not? Yes or no? Definitely we will think. So when the price increases, demand for a commodity decreases. This is the first factor. This is how it affects your demand. Next one, price of the related commodities we have seen. This will come under where price, other price factors other than price, right? Under that we have studied price of related commodities, right? So under that related commodities, we have two commodities. One is substitute and one is complementary. Substitute means what, guys? Instead of one good, we can replace it with other, right? Say for example, coffee, tea, right? Substitute. Now, in the same way, here I have taken Pepsi and Coke. Both are. Pepsi is a substitute for Coke. Coke is the substitute for Pepsi. Now, for example, I'll tell you, my product is what? Pepsi. My product is what? Pepsi. And my rival is whom? My competitor is whom? Coca-Cola. That is substitute. All right. Now, what happens? I'll tell you. Pepsi, other things remaining equal. Other things remaining equal. Ceteris paribus. Because price of Pepsi, I am not changing. Because my product is what? Pepsi. So now, here my product is what? Pepsi. And the Pepsi price remains the same. We'll keep it as 10 rupees now. It remains the same. And Coca-Cola price. Alright. Now what happens, I'll tell you. When my price is 10, my demand, that is Pepsi ka demand, is 10 bottles. 10 units, I can say. Alright, at that time, Coca-Cola price is say 10. Alright, Coca-Cola price is also 10. Alright. Now what happened? Now I don't know how much demand Coca-Cola is having. Say for example, they may have 20 units or whatever it is, let them have. Alright. Now, when Coca-Cola increased their prices to 20 rupees, when Coca-Cola increased their prices to 20 rupees, what will happen to my demand? Understand, guys, I am still, my other things remaining same. Other things remaining same. So my price is still 10, but Coca-Cola price gone up to where? 20. Now what happened? Whoever drinks Coca-Cola, they feel that, oh, this fellow has increased the price, but Pepsi is still 10. It is cheaper than Coca-Cola. So we will move on to Pepsi. We will move on to Pepsi. So from here, they'll come here. Say for example, 10 people are coming here means now my demand goes up to how much? 20 units. So what is happening here, guys? When your rival, when your substitute increase his prices, when a substitute increase his prices, then what is happening to your demand? Your demand also increases. See here, if price rises, demand goes up. Yes, if the price of the substitute increases, demand for your commodity will what? Goes up. Suppose Pepsi, Coca-Cola decrease their prices to 5. Decrease their prices to what? 5. What has happened? What will happen? Then whoever uses Pepsi, whoever drinks Pepsi, they will say, wow, Coca-Cola price is only 5 rupees. Now Pepsi is costlier. See here, Pepsi didn't change their price. They are keep on say they kept their price at fixed 10 rupees. All right. Earlier also 10, now also 10. But Coca-Cola, what they are doing? They have decreased their prices to 5 means now what is happening? My product is costlier than my rival. I am costlier than my substitute. I have to give it at a lesser price. I have to give it at a lesser price. So now what is happening? Now my demand, I become costlier. So what happens? My demand will shift to my rival. So from here 10 units, they will go there. Say for example, 5 people are going there means my demand will come down to how much? 5 units. So what is happening? If your substitute decrease their prices, demand for your commodity, what will happen? Decreases. So there is a direct relationship between what? Price of the substitute and demand for the commodity. Yes, I repeat, if your substitute increase your prices, you will increase their prices. If the substitute increase their prices, then you will become cheaper than the substitute, and hence your demand will go up. All right. When the substitute decrease their prices, they will become cheaper than your product. So your demand will reduce. All right. So this is the theory. When the price of the substitute increases, demand for your commodity increases. When the price of the substitute decreases, demand for your commodity decreases. So there is a direct relationship. All right, there is a direct relationship between what and what? Price of the substitute and demand for your commodity. See here, if the price rises, demand goes up. If the price drops, demand goes down. So there is what? This is called substitution effect and positive cross elasticity of demand. All right. Next one, or another type of related commodity is what? Complementary. Complementary goods means what, guys? Without the one, the other we cannot use. Say, for example, petrol and car, or diesel and car, and ink and printer. All right, ink and the printer, ink and the pen, cartridge, ink and the cartridge. Ink means cartridge and the printer, or ink and the pen. So without the other thing, you cannot use the another product. That is called complementary goods. Now what will happen? We will see. Suppose what happens, my product is, say for example, here I have taken price of the car. My product is petrol. All right. Petrol and car. All right. Price of the car. My product is what? Petrol. And whose other product? Car. All right. This is car. Now I am talking about my product is petrol. Now I am talking about price of the car. Suppose petrol car prices are keep on increasing. Petrol car prices are keep on increasing. What will happen to the demand for the petrol, guys? No one will buy petrol car. So the demand for the petrol, what will happen? Will come down. Demand for the petrol, what will happen? Will come down. Understand, guys? When the petrol car is at, say 1 lakh rupees, now your demand for your petrol will be there because 1 lakh they will buy. Suppose petrol car they increased to 7 lakhs. Now what they'll do? Okay, do we need to buy a petrol car or do we need to buy a diesel car? Shall we think about it? Then what will happen? People will stop buying petrol cars, and because of that, demand for petrol will go down. So what is happening here, guys? When the price of the complementary increases, demand for your commodity will go down, because what is happening? If I buy this, I have to incur this expenditure also. So instead of that, I will not buy this only. Yes or no? So they will think, because two things to be consumed, because two products to be consumed to use that facility. Yes or no? If you buy car, you cannot use it without petrol. Correct? You cannot use it without petrol. Correct? If I want to determine my demand, if I want to determine the demand for my petrol, means I have to check who are all will use my petrol. Bikes will use, cars will use. Correct? Bikes and cars. Suppose if the car prices are keep on increasing, means will there be a demand for petrol? Petrol car prices are increasing, means obviously people will stop buying petrol cars. All right, stop buying water, petrol cars, and they will do what? They will shift to either electric vehicle or they may shift to diesel cars, and because of the demand for petrol, what will happen? It will come down. All right. So when the price of the complementary increases, demand for the commodity will decrease. Other things remaining same. All right. So there is an inverse relationship in case of complementary goods. Am I clear, guys? So here substitutes it is different and complementary it is different. I'll give you another example. I'll give you in another way of understanding. Instead of like this, I'll put it simple way. Here I will take price of petrol. Here I will take demand of petrol car. All right. Right now, because this is a current scenario. When the price of petrol is keep on increasing, you will think twice to buy what? Petrol car or diesel car. Yes or no? Because your price of petrol is keep on increasing and it is nearing equivalent to your diesel prices. So let me go with the diesel car itself. People will think like that, right? So when the price of what is happening over there, what makes you to think of a demand for a petrol car? The price of the petrol. You will think my mileage is there, petrol price is there, so much, do I need to buy a petrol car or not? So what is the main factor you will think about it? Price of the petrol. So if the price of the complementary keeps on increasing, means the demand for your commodity will come down. If the price of that complementary decreases, means definitely demand for your product will increase. Why? Because these two things to be joined together to use it. So obviously I have to look on to the price effective. Whenever there is a good price, I will buy more. Whenever there is a high price, I will buy less. That is a theory, right? So that is what here also we are telling. When the price of the complementary increases, demand for that commodity will decrease. All right. Next factor is, so first one we saw price of that commodity, second one we saw price of the related commodities, third one we are saying income of the consumer, disposable income of the consumer. Disposable income means the income left for the consumer to spend. That is called disposable income of the consumer. So purchasing power is also determined by what? The level of his disposable income. So other things being equal, demand for the commodity depends upon the disposable income of the potential purchasers. Yes, price, everything remains same. Whether you buy or whether you demand or not, that depends on what? Your income. So, classic example, if your income improves, you will buy more. If your income is not there, you will not buy. That is simple thing. So if income increases, demand also increases. Yes or no? While when you didn't start, when you are not earning, you will not buy many things. But when you started earning, definitely you will buy new shirts, new pants, new clothes, new handbags, new shoes, new chappals, new, you will go to restaurants, you will eat many things, you will go on for vacation, you will buy new phones, laptops, many things you will start keep on buying. How you are buying it? Because you started what? Earning. When you were studying at the time of college or at the time of school, you will not buy anything. You will not buy anything in the sense you will not demand more. Very basics you will buy, at that time what is required you will buy. That's it, because you are not earning. But once you start earning, you will say, hey, I have a bucket list which I wanted to buy once I started earning. So let me start fulfill my wishes. Everybody have that in mind. So what does it mean? If income increases, demand increases. But is it the same for all the cases? Means no. There is one exception. In case of inferior goods, it is ulta. Ulta in the sense, inferior goods means what? Cheap quality goods or low quality goods are inferior. What happens? So far we will be purchasing it. So far we will be purchasing because our income level is very less. But once I got a job or once I got a business for say per month 50,000, 1 lakh rupees, then obviously will you buy the same, cheap quality products, or will you buy a good quality, little higher quality products? Obviously we will improve. We will improve our brand. We will improve the quality of our product. So far you are purchasing your soap for 5 rupees, means when now once you got a good job, once you got a good offer, you will start buying what? A good soap. Yes or no? You will start buying perfume. You will stop buying that 5 rupees soap. You will start buying what? 20 rupees or 50 rupees soap, and you will buy even perfumes. You will buy even scent, all those things, right? So what is happening to that low or cheap quality products? The demand decreases for that products. Yes or no? When your income improves. So the exception for this law is when the income increases, demand also increases. The exception for this is when inferior goods, in case of inferior goods or low quality, cheap quality products, if your income improves, you will not buy those. You will start buying superior products. We ourselves we have seen. Yes or no? So far you will be having a, in a petty shop, you'll be having tea when you are not earning. But once you started earning in monthly 50,000, 1 lakh rupees, you will not have tea in the petty shop. You will say, no, 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 we will go to a good hotel, we will have coffee there. We will go to coffee day, or we will go to, Starbucks. So you will try new things, so that you will not again go back to that petty shop, old petty shop, or, tea wala, where you will drink roadside or side by. So you will not go. So demand for that inferior goods, what will happen? Will come down. So income of the consumer, how it determines your demand? If the income improves, definitely demand for the commodity overall will increase. All right. Next one is bandwagon. These are all called taste and preferences. It will come. So guys, even taste preferences also will determine the demand for the commodity. One period of time something will be in trend, and another period something will be in trend. Everybody will be demanding it. Yes or no? So even taste and preferences will also determine the demand. Under that, we have three effects. One is called demonstration or bandwagon effect. One is snob effect, and one is Veblen effect. We will see one by one. What is meant by bandwagon or demonstration? It is quite common. Everybody is doing, I also did. Everybody purchased, I also did. I also purchased, right? So that is called demonstration or bandwagon. Just to do it, everyone else did. They also, yeah, everyone is having one. I also wanted. So that is called demonstration. You are influenced by others, by the demand. You will buy the things by looking at somebody else, influenced by somebody else. He is also having smartphone. He is also having smartphone. I also buy. Whether I need it or not, I will buy. That is called bandwagon or demonstration effect. Yeah, they are also having smart TV in their home. I will also buy. Yes, that is a demonstration effect. He can also buy, means I can also buy. Same thing he is earning, but how can he afford to buy? Even I will also afford, I will also buy that. Yes or no? Everybody is buying, I will also buy. So that is called what? Bandwagon or demonstration. You are influenced by others and you are purchasing it. Snob effect means what? Snob effect means the, the consumer will stop or will decrease their demand because of what? Because the product is demanded by many people. All right, because the product is purchased by many people, it becomes common. All right, if few people will be very unique, they wanted very unique things. So it is vice versa, or it is a reverse for what? The bandwagon effect. It is a reverse of what? Bandwagon. See here, when the demand for the consumers is decreased owing to the fact what? Others are consuming the same commodity. No, 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 it is very common. Everybody is having, I will not buy this. There are that type of preferences also. People will prefer only if they are unique. Correct. Only if the product is unique. Nobody should have. Only I should have. It should not be common. I don't like the common things. People will say, many of us friends will be like that. They will say, no, 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 I don't like, I won't wear such things because everybody is wearing the same color. Everybody is wearing the same, shirt, same pant or same kurta. I don't wear because it looks like a uniform. I won't wear. People will be there. So that is called snob effect. People will not buy those products if it is common. It is very common. Everybody, other people are buying andre, they won't buy. All right, it is a reverse of which effect? Bandwagon effect. So bandwagon or demonstration effect means what, guys? Bandwagon or demonstration effect means influenced by others, you will start demanding. Whether you need it or not, you don't mind, but others purchased it, I will also demand it. So based on your peer pressure, based on your social pressure, you will buy things. That is called bandwagon. Even if we didn't want also, people will say, hey, still you didn't have that, still you didn't have this, why they'll ask. No, so that is called bandwagon or demonstration. Snob effect means it is opposite of that. If many people are consuming it or purchasing it, I will not buy that because I wanted what? Unique things. All right, so that type of preference is called as what? Snob effect. Next one is Veblen effect. Veblen is an economist. He said that when for prestigious purpose, for status symbol, you will start demanding, even that also will affect your demand. If you say, I wanted to wear only branded products, even though it is costlier, people will buy that. People, because that is their preference, because I wanted to show my status. Apple only I will use, Apple products only I will use, even though it is costlier, I will buy because it shows my status. I want to show my status, I want to show off my prestige there, I want to carry the prestige there. So definitely I demand those products. So those type of products are called as what? That effect is called as what? Veblen effect. If you are purchasing or if you are demanding a product for your prestige purpose, for your status purpose, for your show off purpose, then that is called what? Veblen effect. And basically it is for luxurious products and very prestigious products like diamonds, Audi, BMW, Apples. All those things are what? Prestigious sakes only people will buy. So that is called what? Veblen effect. Now, I hope you understood the determinants of demand. So far we have seen what? Price of the commodity, price of the substitutes, price of the complementary products, income of the consumers, and taste and preferences. Under that we have seen bandwagon, snob effect, Veblen effect, and apart from that we have seen even your population size and even future price rises, and all other factors will also determine what? Demand. All right, now we are going ahead with law of demand. Now Professor Alfred Marshall, he's an economist, he said that he gave a law how the demand will react. He said greater the amount to be sold, smaller must be the price. Somewhere we studied, no, first factor, that is price factor. All right, greater the amount to be sold, smaller must be the price at which it is offered, in order that it may find the purchaser. Or in other words, amount demanded is increases with a fall in price and diminishes with a rise in price. What does it mean? Simple. If law of demand talks about price and the quantity demanded. It talks about the relationship between price and the quantity demanded. If price increases, demand decreases. If price goes up, quantity demanded comes down. If the price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. Even Alfred Marshall said the same thing. That is called law of demand. Now, I have put it in a tabular column. This is called schedule. If we represent in a tabular column, it is called demand schedule. If we represent in a graph, then it is called demand curve. All right. This is x-axis. This is y-axis. This is x-axis. X-axis I have taken quantity demanded. Y-axis I have taken prices. Now see, when the price is 10, quantity demanded is 0. When the price is 8, quantity demanded is 2. When the price is 6, quantity demanded is 4. When the price is 4, quantity demanded is 6. Yes or no? We keep on, prices keep on reducing and demand keep on increasing. Yes, obviously. Now if I plot that in the graph, when the price is 10, quantity demanded is 0. When the price is 8, quantity demanded is 2. Right? So when the price is 6, quantity demanded is 4. When the price is 4, quantity demanded is 6. When the price is 2, quantity demanded is 8. Now if I want to join all the points here, I have to draw a line. Yes or no? I have to draw a line here. So if I draw a line, now I draw here. Just a minute, guys. So I draw the x-axis and y-axis here. All right, now if I want to plot this in graph, obviously how it will come. When the price is high, I'll demand low. When the price is low, I'll demand higher. This is quantity demanded. This is price of the commodity, right? This is y-axis and this is x-axis. So now what is happening? When the price is higher, the quantity demanded is lesser. When the price is lower, the quantity demanded is higher. So if I want to draw a curve, it will be downward sloping. So obviously your demand curve always, it will be downward sloping curve. What downward slope? Downward sloping curve. It will be downward sloping curve. Why? Why? Because there is an inverse relationship between demand and price. If price increases, demand decreases. Because of this relationship, your demand curve slopes downwards. And if you represent this in a tabular column, then it is called demand schedule. If you represent this in graphical form, then it is called demand curve. All right, I hope you understood the demand curve. It is always downward sloping. Why? Because there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. Next one, there are exceptions. Whenever there is a law, obviously there is an exception to those law of demand. What does it mean? In these scenarios, even though price rises, people will buy. Even though price rises, people will buy the products. The quantity demanded will not come down. The quantity demanded will not come down. So first one is Giffen's goods. Giffen goods means, again, Robert Giffen is an economist. He said that in case of inferior necessary products, whatever the price be, people will buy. So what happens? He observed when the Industrial Revolution was happening in Europe. So what he observed one scenario. What was that? Is meat prices and bread prices both are increasing. Meat prices also increases, bread prices also increases. But what happened? Demand for the bread keep on increasing. Even though price rising, demand for the bread, what happens? Still what is happening? Still it increasing. Why means people are not able to offer for what? Meat. Because meat price also increases, but they are not able to afford to what? Meat. But what they can afford to buy is bread. So that is why even though price increases, people are ready to buy the bread because that is their necessity. And here if you compare with meat and bread, this is an inferior product, right? So inferior necessary products, in case of given those products, whatever the price be, the demand will be increasing. Even though price increases, your demand will increase. It will not come down. So the first exception is giffen goods. Giffen goods are called as inferior necessary goods. Inferior goods, giffen goods are called as what? Inferior goods. Basically, those are inferior, but they are necessary products. All right, that is the reason even though price increases, demand also increases. Next one, Veblen goods. This one we have already studied. Veblen means for prestigious purpose. If I want to show off, means whatever the price be, I will buy that, guys. Audi car, the prices are high, I will buy to show off my status. I will buy Apple phone to show off my status. Even the price rises, I will demand. Why? Because my status is important there. So there I will not see that if price decreases, I will buy. No. For prestigious, that is why it is called as what? Prestigious product. Diamonds, gold, all those things are what? Prestigious. So whatever the price be, the demand for the commodity will not decrease. It will keep on increasing. Gold, even though price of the gold increases, still people are buying. Even though price of diamonds increasing, even people are buying it. Why? Because those are prestigious products, luxurious product. All right, future price change, this also we studied. When we have an idea that no, in classic example is gold. When you see even price will increase still further, still further, still further, so what will you do? You will buy and keep it. You will buy in, keep it at home. At that time, your law of demand will not operate. So even though now gold prices are increasing, still people are buying and keeping at home, because what happens, what their thought is, still it will increase in the future. So now only I will keep it. Even though price increases, I will buy and keep because it will still increase in the future. So because of that, I will buy and keep. Ignorance means I don't know anything, I am an irrational consumer. In that case, law of demand obviously will fail. And in emergency also, we will not think about it. Even though in case of emergency, we'll say don't think about the price, man, just finish it off. Why? Because it is emergency now. I want to finish it off, I don't want to hold it. With just whatever the price be, finish it off. So in case of emergencies, your law of demand will fail. And change in the fashion taste and preferences, I told you, bandwagon effect, snob effect, all those things are what? Change in the fashions and taste. Now this is the trend, means I have to do that. I cannot go alone. So I will go with the flow only. Yes, let me go with the flow itself. I will do it. So there what will happen? Your law of demand will fail. Next one, conspicuous necessities. What does it mean? Which means this is not your basic necessity, but because of your social class, where you belong to, there it will become your necessity. Say for example, you are staying in a city, there you can't have a firewood stove. You have to have a gas stove. You have to have a TV. There you can't have, where you're staying in an apartment, if you go and having an old black and white TV, means obviously you will be a odd man out there. So because of that social class where you belong to, it will become your necessity over there. Refrigerator, TV, smartphones, all those becomes your necessities nowadays. So that is a conspicuous necessity. Because of the social class you belong to, you need all those things. It becomes your necessity in your life. It is not a luxurious item, but it will become a necessity in your life. Because of what? Because you belong to that particular class, because of you belong to the particular social status. So you need to have that. Many people, most of the people we are living like that only. What others will say, what this people will say, what that people will say, say we should also have this, then only they will respect us, then only they will treat us good. Yes or no? We also have those kind of thoughts in our mind. So that is called conspicuous necessity. In that case, we will not mind, even though if the price is high, we will buy and keep it in our home. We will demand those products. Yes or no? So in those cases, your law of demand will fail. Bandwagon effect, already I told you. Everybody else is buying, I also buy. The other person has buy. My friend has bought, he has bought, my sister has bought. Why can't I? Yes, I will also buy. Yes or no? So that is called what? Bandwagon effect. And these are all the exceptions of law of demand. Next concept is expansion or contraction of demand. What does mean by expansion and contraction? Expansion means it is increasing. Your quantity demanded will rise. Your quantity demanded will increase. Contraction means what? Reducing. Your quantity demanded will be reduced. There will be a fall in your quantity demanded. Now you have to understand why this is happening. This expansion or contraction is happening because of one factor, that is called price of that commodity. This is important, guys. This is important. Price of that commodity. This expansion or contraction is happening because of price of that commodity. If price increases, my quantity demanded will reduce. That is called contraction. If price decreases, my quantity demanded will increase, and that is called expansion. All right. So now what happens to the other factors? That is important. Other factors remain same. Other factors what? Remain same. This is important. So expansion and contraction is happening because of what? Changes in the price of the commodity. Changes in the price of that commodity. So that is called expansion and contraction. If price rises, my quantity demanded will come down. This is called contraction. All right. When my price decreases, quantity demanded will increase. This is called expansion. So expansion and contraction is happening because of what? Changes in the price of the commodity. Other factors are remaining what? Same. Now, when there is an expansion of demand, that is your quantity demanded is increasing, your price is coming down, means there will be a demand curve moves in the downward direction. See here, this is P and P1. P, when the price is at higher range, my quantity demanded is at Q. When the price reduces, my quantity increased to Q1. So if I draw the curve here, from A to B I am moving. So moving whichwards? Downwards. I am moving which side? Downside. So downwards if I move, it is called expansion. Suppose if I am moving upward, upside means if I am moving upside or upward direction, then it is called what? Contraction. See here, this is the price. When the price is at lower level, my quantity demanded is more. When I increased my prices, my quantity demanded comes down or it reduces. So because of that, I'm moving from where? From B to point A. So I'm moving upward or downward? Upward. So when you are moving upward direction, it is called contraction of demand. Your demand is reducing. Yes or no? I hope you understood what is meant by expansion or contraction of demand. I repeat, expansion or contraction is happening because of what? Changes in the price of that commodity. All other factors remain same. If price increases, quantity demanded will reduce, and that is called contraction of demand, and you will move in the upward direction. When the price falls, quantity demanded for the commodity will increase, and it is called expansion of demand, and you will move which direction? Downward direction. All right. Next concept is increase or decrease. What does it mean? Now only we saw. No. That is expansion or contraction. This is increase or decrease, which means this is happening because of what? This is happening because of changes in other factors other than price. Other factors other than price means what? Your price remains the same. Your price remains the same. In other factors you are changing. It can be income of the consumer. It could be price of the substitute. It could be price of the complementary. It could be taste and preferences. Whatever it is. Other factors other than price. Changes in any one of the other factors. Because of that your demand is moving. Your demand is moving. Then it is called increase or or decrease. So the increase or decrease will happen because of what? Changes in the other factors other than price. So look at the diagram. The price remains the same. This is your first demand curve and the price remains same, and this is your quantity. What happens? Suppose I'll take income level of the consumer increased. Income level of the consumer increased. So you will demand more or not? Yes, I will demand more. So you will buy more quantities? Yes, I will buy more quantities. Suppose I am buying this much means, then where the price is? This is the price. So I will draw a line. Now the curve will be like this. Yes or no? Now the curve will be like this. So what is happening, guys? Your demand curve is moving what? Rightwards. Moving rightwards. Your demand curve itself is moving, is shifting towards right. It's shifting towards your right. Now this is called what? Increase in demand. This is called what? Increase in demand. See here, the price remains same. Suppose you lost your job in Corona. You lost your job in Corona. Now you will demand the same quantities. No, you will reduce your demand. Yes or no? You will not buy the same quantities. You will not demand the same amount. You will reduce because you don't have what? Income to buy. So you are reducing your demand. But price remains what? Constant. All right. Now what is happening? This is your first demand. When you have an income, you purchased so much quantity. Now you lost your job and your income is zero. So definitely you will reduce your purchases. So what will happen? You will purchase only this much. Now I'm drawing a curve for this. This is the price. This is the price and this is the quantity. Now if I want to join here, I will draw a curve here. Now what is happening, guys? My demand curve is shifting leftwards. My demand curve is shifting leftwards. Guys, in a graph, this is a graph, right? This is right and this is left. That is what we talk about, right? So here, since we have only one side, four quadrants graph has a four quadrants. You would have studied in your school days, right? So four quadrants you have. So what is happening? This side is right and this side is left. All right. So that is why we are telling when the demand curve moves rightwards, it is called increase in demand. When the demand curve moves leftwards, it is called decrease in demand. It is called rightward shift or leftward shift. Rightward shift or leftward shift. I repeat again, when there is an increase or decrease in demand because of changes in other factors other than price, then it is called shifts in the demand curve. Your demand curve itself will move. In the earlier case, you will move along the same demand curve, but here your demand curve itself will shift because the changes in what factors? Other factors, not because of price. The price remains same. Other factors are changing. So your demand is increasing or decreasing. Here I said when your income increases, definitely your demand increases. Yes or no? So the price remains same, but you demand more. So what is happening to your demand curve? It shifts rightwards. So it is called increase in demand. When your income decreases, definitely your demand also will come down. Price is always same. So now what is happening? When you demanded more, now you will demand less. So you are moving towards what? Leftwards. You are moving towards what? Leftwards. And this is called increase or decrease demand. All right. Hope you understood. Now, I have given the comparison, movement and shift. Movement means expansion and contraction. Shift means increase or decrease. Movement means, see what? Because of price changes, you are moving either downwards or upwards. This is called what? Expansion or contraction. Yes or no? When the price increases, your quantity demanded decreases. When the price decreases, your quantity demanded increases. See here, when price P to P2, then when the price increases, your demand, what is happening? From Q to Q2, it is decreasing. When the price increases, when the price falls down from P to P1, it falls down, your quantity demanded is increasing. Yes or no? Now see the curve here. I have drawn the curve. From point A you moved to C means it is contraction because moving upwards. You remember, moving upwards means your contraction, your quantity falls down. And from A to B if you are moving, then it is an expansion because your quantity rises. So moving along the demand curve means it is expansion or contraction. See here, my income increases, demand increases.
price remains the same. So what happened? This is my original demand curve, and when my income increases, I purchased more. So because of that same price level, I demanded more. So my demand curve itself shifted rightwards. It shifted rightwards. Then it is called increase in demand. When I lost my job and my income decreases, my demand comes down. So what is happening? From my original demand, I reduced my demand. So the price remains same, but I reduced my quantity. So what is happening? My demand curve itself is shifting towards left side. So this is called shift in the demand curve. Moving along the demand curve is called expansion or contraction. Shift in the demand curves is called as increase or decrease. Movement is happening because of changes in the price. Shift is happening because of changes in the other factors other than price. Hope you understood all these things, guys. This is for your demand analysis.